gentlemen, there's something about this girl, man. From around my way. Ever try to hold back your feelings?
Hey my glam squad, it's your girl Shelly, and I am back again with another video. Today is going to be like maybe a vlog. So yeah, I know I have been MIA since my birthday vlog, but y'all, a lot has happened. Yes, a lot has happened, and you know, took some, you know, me time, I guess you could say, or I didn't have the urge to really pick up the camera. So yeah, so I am, you know, out and about right now just to run a couple of errands, probably get something to eat. I want to bring y'all along, so let's see how this little vlog thing go. All right, y'all, so I am back. Okay, I don't know, see if y'all can see me. It is kind of, you know, kind of coming close, but I am back. I just came out of the hair store. I couldn't record in there, my hands was full, even though I had a basket, but whatever. But I do get my hair done this Friday, Thursday, Friday, one of those days, whenever the 18th is. So I do get my hair done, so I had to get me, you know, some braiding hair. And then the entire store, I looked up because the entire store was 50% off. So I got me 2 packs of the 5-time Hollywood braiding hair, a big thing of Eco Styling gel, detangler brush, and I got me an elastic band for when I do like my little puff, and also my wigs. So yeah, so that is what I got at the hair store. I think that's everything I got. Yeah, so that is the play, you know, that is the play. So now I don't know what I want to do. I should run over to the mall to see if they have anything for me to wear. I should hit up Charlotte Russe, see if they have anything for me to go to church tomorrow, because I go to church tomorrow and I want something new. And Rainbow is not in the mall anymore. What else? What else is not in the mall? Rainbow's not in the mall no more. What is in the mall? Charlotte Russe, Macy's, JCPenney's. Macy's, JCPenney's. What else is in the mall? Okay. I probably just go to the Rainbow. Alright, y'all, so I am back, and I know I showed y'all, the last clip I showed y'all what I got from the hair store, and now I'm currently waiting on my friend to meet up with them. And yeah, I just decided to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a update on what's been going on, and you know what has happened. Like I said, the last time y'all saw me was my birthday vlog. So yeah, as y'all saw, I went out for my birthday. I had an amazing time. The food was so delicious. I went to Truluck's. You know, I had a good crowd of people, good vibes, good conversations. You know, everything was good. Couldn't have gotten any better. So after that, you know, a couple of weeks go by and I'm still working. So, you know, as the weeks go by, I start to feel sick, not really feeling my best. Like, I was fatigued, I was always tired, no energy. I had none. Like, I don't think I really had energy to do with sleep. And so, you know, I decided to go to urgent care. And if you guys don't know, well, you probably don't know, but I am a type 2 diabetic. So you know, something said, well, check your sugar. or whatever. So my sugar, I checked my sugar at home, and it was like in the 500s, and that is not normal for me at all. I haven't been that high since I was diagnosed with, you know, diabetes type 2 back in 2018. So I've always kept it under control and everything. So I went to urgent care, and it was like, oh well, if you want, you can go to the hospital. But I decided not to go to the hospital. I said I'll just try to work it down myself. So you know, change my eating, cut out, you know, foods that I shouldn't been eating and everything. Hold on, y'all. Oh Lord, oh God, I can't do it. Okay, hopefully I'm not too bright. But yeah, so then I started feeling a little bit better. So then we fast forward to, it's the end of the year, and you guys know I work at a school, and I started feeling bad. I was at my goddaughter's graduation ceremony, and I started feeling bad. So I was like, okay, I'm just go to the hospital. So I ended up going to another little local hospital here, and again, my sugar was high, so they got it down. And they was like, oh well, what's the problem, like what's going on, what has changed, you know? I said, well, honestly, and I was up under a lot of stress. And they was like, well, that's the cause of it, that's why it's so high, because you're stressing, and you know, when your body feels the stress. So I was like, because I really don't, I'm gonna be real with y'all, I really don't eat like I'm supposed to. I can eat one meal a day and I'll be okay. And I know that's not healthy, I know it's not good for a diabetic, but it's just like I can't force myself to eat. So you know, they got it down a little bit, and it was like, okay, we'll just maintain. I said, okay, fine. So fast forward, you know, school is over with, so now I'm home. That Sunday after school was over with, I didn't feel good. I woke up again not feeling good. Again, I was very tired, I was very fatigued, no energy, I was weak. I did not feel good. So now we're in like June. This is, I'm gonna get all the exact date, hold on. The exact date that I went into the hospital was the 9th. I went in the 9th. That was Sunday, June 9th. And I didn't go to church that day. That Sunday. I said I was gonna stay home or whatever, try to feel better, because I was not feeling good. And I had been having like little episodes in between those times. Like I passed out in church. What else? I passed out in church. I just, like I said, I wasn't feeling good, so I had like little episodes, and I just amounted to like, you know, maybe I'm stressing too much. So June 9th, I decided to go to the hospital, and I checked my sugar before I went. Again, it was still high, and when I say high, it was 5 something. So I get to the hospital, and I tell them, I say, hey, my sugar is very high and it's not coming down no matter what I do. I've like literally, I stopped eating junk food. I went cold turkey, nothing but meats and vegetables. And so I told him, I said, this isn't normal for me. The last time it's been even this high was in 2018 when I first was diagnosed with it and everything. And you know, they brought me in the back immediately, and they had a little trouble getting my blood from my veins, but they eventually got it and everything. So then once they started like running the tests and everything, come to find out, not only was my sugar high, my A1C was extremely high. So my A1C was high, my sugar was high, my iron level was low, extremely low, my potassium level was low, my O2 level was low, like everything, all of my numbers, everything blood work wise was low except for my sugar. And so they, you know, they put me in the back or whatever, and they said, well, we're gonna admit you, which I kind of knew already. So For the first 3 days, was it 3? I was in the hospital for 5 days. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So for the first 3 days, I was in the hospital for 4 days total. For the first 3 days, I could not eat or drink anything. Like, they were giving me liquids through IV. Because my numbers were so low and my sugar was so high. So I literally was not eating anything. I was in ICU, and that scared me, because for one, here I am. For what, I was scared. I was mad at I had so many emotions, and I'm trying to get teary-eyed talking about it right now, but yeah, I had so many emotions going on, like between being scared, between being mad at myself, beating up myself, like how did I let my body get like this? It was just so many emotions. And then, you know, with being in a hospital, they have to take a lot of blood work. And when I say they took a lot of blood work, imagine trying to get blood and you don't have any food or water or anything to give, to, you know, to help you produce it or whatever. And they, y'all, I'm going to insert some pictures. They poked me so much. My arm, I'll show you, my arms were bruised, my hands were bruised, and everything, because they tried to get blood. They got blood from me so much, because at one point I had blood, I had IV in both of my arms. So I had an IV in this arm right here, in the bending part. I had it right here, and then I had it right here, and then eventually they ended up giving me another one, which was right here. And you can actually kind of see like the little bruise is actually, you know, still there a little bit. But so I had a total of 3 IVs. Then when they couldn't get it from this one, from this arm, I had 2, yeah. So they couldn't get it from the IV, from this arm for sure. So then they tried to put it in up here, and the lady, they had this little ultrasound machine to where they can see the veins, and you can see my veins clear as day. And it's like when they put, you know, it was like when they put a needle, I could see them putting the needle on the screen. I could see them putting the needle in my skin on the screen, and it's like they try to get it, nothing comes out. So it's like I'm going through all of this, and I am beating myself up, like, really, you maintained this for this long, 6 years, you done maintained it. Like, literally, when I went into the hospital the first time in 2018, it was not that bad. I mean, it was bad, of course it was bad, but however, it was my first time. I didn't know that I had diabetes. The first time I went, my sugar was above 600. So both times that I've been admitted to the hospital for my diabetes was extremely high. It was in stroke numbers. I could have slipped into a coma, or I could have, you know, my body could have did a whole lot of things, and I wouldn't be here. But thanks to God, I am still here. And thanks to God that I actually listened to my body, even though it was too late. Well, not too late, but it was, I waited too long to listen to my body, and that's what I regret. And so yeah, back to present, you know, they're poking me and they're sticking me, and they still cannot get any blood from me. I got three IVs. And at one point they got it from right here, and if you know, that hurts. That hurts. And I'm not gonna say I have a high pain tolerance, because I don't, but I don't have a low pain tolerance either. So I can take a you know, a little needle. Barely, let me say that. So yeah, but I feel like they was using like the real, I don't know how they sized the needles, but they were using the thicker needles, and I was like, you guys, I need a butterfly needle, like my veins are not gonna, you know. So for the first 2 days I did not eat. no water. They were giving me iron. They were giving me potassium through IV. They gave me the pill for the iron. They was giving me potassium for the IV. And when they put the potassium in the first time, the IV was right here. Now, mind you, I still had one right here. But they put it right there for the potassium. And if you ever had to get potassium through IV, it hurts. It hurts. And when I say it hurts, it hurts. I was literally in tears. My first night in ICU, I was in tears because it hurted so much. It woke me up out my sleep. I said, this hurts. This hurts too much. Like, I literally felt like my whole arm, my arm was so heavy. My arm was so heavy. And it was in so much pain. I couldn't lift my arm. I couldn't. And I called my nurse, and I told him, I said, this is hurting me. Either you gotta take it out or just, I don't want no more. Just, you can't give it to me in liquid. This hurts. This is uncomfortable. So he was like, well, you need the potassium and everything. I said, but I understand I need it, but it hurts. Like, I'm literally crying in pain. It hurts. So he ended up adjusting it or whatever, and it helped a little bit, but it didn't help much. So then the next morning, I get a new nurse, and she was very, very nice. She was very nice, because my first night nurse, the guy, when I first got there, they, you know, you go to the hospital, you have to take off, you know, you got to put on a hospital gown, so that means you don't have no undergarments. So I told him to take off my undergarments and everything, and this probably graphic, but just so they didn't want me to have to get up to use the bathroom, so they gave me like a banana thingy. It's like a Foley, but it's like so it's when you use the bathroom, you're supposed to pee in it and it's supposed to capture it without wetting the bed and everything. But how I grew up or whatever, I had to use the bathroom so bad I could not use the bathroom. I had to pee and I could not pee. And he was like, oh, well, obviously you don't have to pee, because if you had to pee, you would have pee. And the thing would have caught. I said, I can't bring it's a mind thing. I cannot bring myself to sit here and pee in a bed. I'm sorry. I can't. You know, like, I haven't peed in the bed since I was younger. And once I got, you know, getting in trouble by my mama, that was it. No, that's stop. We don't pee in the bed right here. So I'm grown now. So I literally had to beg him to let me get up and use the bathroom. He was like, oh, you're not supposed to get up out the bed. I said, I can walk. Nothing's wrong with me. Something's wrong with me, but I can walk. Nothing wrong with my leg. I'm not dizzy. I'm not anything. I need to use the bathroom. Most definitely, since you guys are pumping me with so much fluid. So he finally gave in after about an hour of pleading and begging. He finally gave in and called another nurse, and she unhooked the IV or whatever, and she just let me go to the bathroom. So after that, I was fine. So then the next morning, I got another nurse, and she was very, very nice. Actually, I had two nurses. They were very, very nice, very, very sweet, very understanding. And I told them, I said, hey, I explained the situation to them, and it was like, oh, we understand completely. So, you know, every time I had to use the bathroom, they would just come and unhook me, and I told them, I said, I'm sorry. Because I was using the bathroom a lot, because they were literally, they were pumping me with so much fluid. I don't know how many bags of fluid I went through. Like, it felt like every hour they were changing my fluid, my fluid bag. So, you know, with the fluid, you gotta use the bathroom. So, you know, they would come and they would let me go to the bathroom whenever I called and everything. Of course, I kept asking them about food and eating, and I could not eat or drink. So I'm in the hospital by myself, and I had so many emotions. And when the doctor came in, she pretty much told me, by me being a diabetic, and because she asked me, was I ever on insulin? I said, I haven't been on insulin since I left the hospital, but once I went to my when I went to my diabetic specialist doctor, say that, you know, he took me off of it. He gave me metformin, which is the pill, and I took that twice a day. No, in the morning and in the night. So she pretty much told me, like the way that my body is set up, I won't be able to be on metformin alone. I will always have to be on insulin. And that kind of, I ain't gonna say it broke me, but it made me feel worse, because I was like, well, dog, how did I go back to square one and everything? Because, you know, when you're in a hospital, they don't give you pill. They give you, if you're diabetic, they give you insulin. So I was expecting them to give me insulin, but I was expecting them to say, you know, probably go home with insulin, of course. But then I was like, okay, well then, once I go home, I just go back on the pill or whatever once I meet my doctor, my primary care. And she was like, no, your body won't be able to function off that alone. So I was like, ugh. So that made me feel 10 times worse. So then, you know, as days go by, their same routine, checking my A1C, not my A1C, checking my sugar and doing all of that, and they're giving me fluids and everything 3 days. And then on the third night, it was like really late, and when I said it was late, I was up, and you know, I had used the bathroom and everything, whatever. And then my nurse, who was also my night nurse, was so sweet and so understanding, and like, oh my god, it made me feel like I, you know, you have somebody that care a little bit, you know, because it pays when you have good nurses or whatever. Because, you know, they take care of you. You don't want to feel like you bothering anybody, and you don't want them to mistreat you or whatever. Most definitely, because, you know, I didn't have a lot of visitors. I really didn't. My grandma came. My spiritual mother came. I guess you could say that. And my auntie came when I first got to the hospital, when I was in the emergency room. So, yeah. But majority of the time I was there by myself, which I wasn't mad about that or whatever. I wasn't angry or anything like that, because honestly, I wasn't nothing but crying anyway. I was crying, I'm gonna be real, I was crying the whole time by myself. I was crying because, like I said, I'm beating myself up, but I'm mad because you let yourself get back here. So, you know, on the third night in ICU, my nurse, you know, she was like, oh, well, we have good news and everything. Your numbers have gone up, but we're just still going to monitor you a little bit, so you can get something. You can I lied. No, take that back. On the, was it the third night? I want to say the second. They put me on liquid diet, so that means I can only eat broth, chicken broth, and, you know, Jello. So when my godmom, my spiritual mom came, my godmom, spiritual mom, she came, she brought me a big thing of the Chinese wonton soup, and it was big. And when I say I gulped it down, y'all, I gulped it down. I was so hungry. But of course, again, I'm on a liquid diet. I gotta keep going to the bathroom. So, yeah, so I had the liquid diet. I want to say that was the third day. Yeah, it was the third day, but then that night, thank you, it was the third day when I had the liquid diet. And then by that night, my numbers had went up to where I can actually eat. So then it was like really, really late, and she was like, oh, congratulations, or good, I have great news, you can actually eat. So she brought me like a little sandwich or whatever. When I say I was so thankful to her for that sandwich, I was so thankful to her for that sandwich. I really was. And I'm pretty sure, like, well, aren't you a diabetic, and diabetics aren't supposed to have bread? But hey, I was in the hospital at this point. Y'all pumping me with insulin, y'all pumping me with fluids. It ain't gonna do nothing but drain itself out anyway. So yeah, I ate my sandwich, and then the next morning she was like, oh, no, that same night she was like, oh, well, you might be moving to a regular room tomorrow or whatever. I said, okay, are you gonna be here in the morning? You know, she was like, no. I said, okay, well, thank you so much for all of your help. Thank you for being so patient and kind and sweet to me, because you really did it. And she was the only one that was able to get blood. So what she did was she got it from my hand, and I don't know if y'all can see that right there. That was her. She got it from my hand. That was the only place that she can get it from. So she ended up getting, every time she had to get blood, she got it from my hand. which they was getting blood like almost every hour. So the next morning I had 2 more nurses, which they were also sweet and everything, and they were you know, they were very, very, very sweet, very nice. They were very helpful. I was kind of upset that, you know, I had to leave because I was like, dog, you know, I keep getting all the good nurses, and I'm like, I don't want to go to another side, the regular room, and you know, get the same, not nurses, but the same treatment or love or whatever. And you know, they were nice. They changed my bedding. They made sure, all of the nurses made sure I was wiped down. You know, if I wanted to have a wipe down, they gave me new gowns, everything. And you know, the 2 in the morning, the 2 African Americans ladies, they were so, like I said, all my nurses was so sweet, like literally, they were the bomb.com. So they was like, oh, well, you're getting ready to move to a regular room, you want us to help bathe you? I said no, I could bathe myself and everything, which is true. I can bathe myself. Like, I don't know, like I don't like people, you know, in my personal space. That's just me. But yeah, so as about 12 o'clock, yeah, about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock-ish, they moved me to a regular room. And in this room, now you know at ICU you have people coming in and out frequently. You could see people walking by and everything. Now in this room, they had me, the type of room was like, if you walk into, it was like a little hallway, and then it's like one door leads to a hallway, then the next door is the entrance to my room. So it's like I felt so isolated, y'all. I was like, that night was, it wasn't the hardest night, but it was like the night that where I really felt lonely. And again, my auntie came and everything, but she couldn't stay all night, of course. And on top of that, it was a very bad thunderstorm, so she had to leave anyway. So by that night, I was like, I cried again. I kept crying. I cried. And you know, my friend came up and he got me my bags and stuff out the car, so I was able to actually bathe because I had my own soap and everything. And so yeah, so that night after he left, it was like back to square one. It was like my emotions was everywhere. And then it came in again, and those nurses weren't bad either. They were very nice. If I needed anything, they brought it or whatever. They were very nice. So there's like that nighttime hit me. I was like, I'm by myself, you know. And here it is, I'm by myself, because if you have people constantly in, you don't really have time to just think, and you know, just your mind don't have time to really talk how it wants to talk or whatever. It was like my emotions hit me again, and I beat myself up, and I was like, dog, Silver, how did you get yourself back to square one? So the next day they said, oh, you're going home? So I said, okay, no problem. So, you know, I woke up and I took bath or whatever, and I got myself together, and it was like, oh, we're gonna send you home with insulin, because again, we're gonna send you home with insulin because you can't just take metformin, which is, like I said, the pill. You can't just take metformin. And that hit me again. I was like, okay, all right. But I was like, it didn't hit me as hard this time, because I was like, okay, well, fine, I go home with the insulin right now, but best believe I'm gonna go to my doctor and she's gonna take me off of it. So fast forward, I go home, I'm on insulin and everything, and I came home that Thursday. That Saturday, I put my prescription in. By that Saturday, I still had not had my insulin. So I'm going another 2-3 days without insulin, which at this point is very vital to me. So because the pharmacy was like, oh, because when I checked it online, it was like, oh, they're verifying my insurance. Okay, fine. So then I called them and I was like, hey, I need my insulin or whatever. And you know, I just got the hospital, and that's very vital that I get it. So they was like, oh, well, we don't have it in stock. So I'm like, why would y'all keep saying, you know, it's being verified by our insurance and y'all don't have it in stock? Oh, well, I said, well, mom, you know, we had to see if it was another pharmacy that had it. So it was another pharmacy. It was a little distant from my house, but it was another pharmacy that had it. So they gave me 5 needle pens, not the syringe, but like the needle pen that you have to twist and put, you know. So I got that Saturday night, and this Saturday night I was getting ready to go to dinner because it was my friend's birthday. And I look at the I'm getting ready to take my insulin or whatever. I don't have any needles for the insulin. I have to screw the little needle on and then do it. I don't have any needles. Oh, well, you have to have a prescription. So now before dinner, we have to run to Publix pharmacy. I had to call them. I was like, hey, I just got the hospital. I really just need some needles, and if you could just give me a few just to last me a couple of days or whatever, and then I can, you know, get it from my doctor, because it's Saturday, it's after 8 o'clock. Doctor's not open. So she gave me like a little small baggie, and she was like, oh, you really need a prescription, but this should hold you over for at least until Monday. Okay, because I have to take my insulin 3 times a day. So then I get in the car, back in the car, and we're heading to dinner, and something said look on Amazon to see if you could find the needle. So I took a picture of like the type of needle it was, and I found it on Amazon, and I got on Amazon, it came. So now, you know, everything is good. Everything is not good, but I'm adjusting, because that Saturday was the 15th, Sunday was the 16th. So we had Father's Day dinner for my uncle and everything. So then, you know, I'm trying to make appointments with my doctor, because you have to do a follow-up. But their system went down, so I was like, okay, whatever, they'll call me. So she called me, and she pretty much said the same thing. You cannot function on metformin alone. You have to do the insulin. So she gave me another insulin. So now I'm taking 2 types of insulin. One is a fast acting one, and then another one is like a long acting one. And the long acting one is one I take before bed. So now I'm here, you know, y'all, and it's been a journey. It is a journey. It is a tedious journey. It's an emotional journey. If you let it, it'll make you depressed, and that's the real thing. If you let it, it'll make you depressed. Hold on. It'll make you depressed. And I've been fighting so hard not to let it get me down, so I've been fighting not to let it get me down, not to beat myself up about it. But it gets hard, and it's not just about eating, but it's like, because of the way diabetes work, everything has carbs. With diabetes, you have to watch your carbs, you have to watch your sugars, carbs and sugars, everything. If you look on the back of every nutrition label, no matter if it's a bag of chips, no matter if it's a bread, whatever it is, it has carbs. And it's like, no matter what you eat, your numbers are still going to spike because of the carbs and because of the sugar. So you can find some 0 sugar things. Yes, you can. Look at the carbs though. I can have a salad and my sugar will go up. It probably won't go up as high, but it still will, it will elevate. So, you know, and I'm not a big vegetable eater. I don't really like vegetables. I don't, okay? I'm gonna be real with you, I really don't. So it's like you have to, when I first came out, I pretty much protein and vegetables, protein, meat. I can eat whatever meat I want to, I can eat all the vegetables I want to. I have to be careful with the starches. Rice, potatoes, you know, things like that, starch. Beans. Corn is a starchy vegetable. So sweet peas starch, sweet. So yeah, and it's like you have to watch that every time, and it's not easy. It's really not. And if I don't care who it is, can't nobody tell you being a diabetic is easy. Oh, just cut out your sugar. It's so much harder than you think. It is so much harder, because you walk in the store or whatever and you have a sweet tooth, and then it's like, I can't get that. You can't, you know. And then, like, for me, because I have to take my insulin 3 times a day, now I have to, you know, carry my insulin with me. And now I have to go in the bathroom because I don't want nobody looking at me funny while I'm giving myself a shot. Yeah. So it's a life adjustment, and I am adjusting, and I'm not perfect. Nobody is. I do have my moments where I want sweets. I want junk. I do, especially by me being a female. It's that time of month when I'm on my cycle. I don't eat. I like to snack. You know, unless I'm like really craving food, I like to snack. Because I am a diabetic, of course I know I gotta eat. So it's like I have to balance it. Or I can't do, if I mess up today, I can't do tomorrow. Or if I had bread today, I can't have bread. You know, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle change. And I am going to continue to fight. Because my mom had it, my grandmother had it, my grandfather had it, my aunt had it, all of on my maternal side. And out of 4 siblings, I am the baby, and I'm the one with type 2 diabetes. So, you know, it's hard. It really is. And honestly, this is my first time opening up about it. I never really expressed how I really feel about it, because I don't want to cry. I don't want to feel bad. I don't want to be sad. And if I let it, this will really eat me alive. Well, not eat me alive, but eat me up. Like, you know, every day you have to wake up and check your sugar. You gotta take your medications. You have to you have to exercise. You have to check your sugar. You gotta take your insulin. You gotta check your sugar before you eat. You gotta check it after you eat. Y'all, it's a lot. And honestly, who has time to really do that? Who really wants to? If you really think about it, you're on the go so much sometimes. It's like, oh, I didn't check my sugar, but I feel fine, you know. And I since I have been home and everything, I had some low numbers, which was 79, I believe, which is extremely low. So you have to be mindful of that too, because your sugar could be either too high or it could be too low. And it's like, it's an emotional battle. Most definitely when you see everybody else around you being able to live their life, eat how they want to eat, do what they need, you know, and be okay, and you like, my body hates me. Because I did. In the hospital, I just kept saying my body hates me. I feel like my body hates me. I feel like my body, you know, just ugh. And luckily I didn't have any kidney problems. I'm grateful for that. But it's like, still, it's a possibility. Then you have the doctors looking at you like, you know, they lecturing me like I don't know the risk, or like, you know, this is normal. And this is not, I'm telling you, this is not normal for me. Right hand to Jesus. My sugar being that high is not that normal. My sugar has not been that high since I was first diagnosed with diabetes in 2018. May of 2018, on Mother's Day to be exact, when I was first diagnosed. Right hand to Jesus. And here we are in 2024, and my sugar has spiked up. So I maintained for 6 years, and now this, boom, almost a year and a month later after being diagnosed with it, to be exact. Yeah, you're right. You gotta take care of yourself, and it's easier said than done, especially when you have life throwing things at you, and you have to deal with life itself. You have to deal with, you know, everyday bases and everyday things, and you know, it's hard not to stress. It really is hard not to stress. And I was stressing so much because here it is, I'm a substitute teacher, so you know, once the school year ends, you're done working. So if you don't have another job, then you're stuck. And I'm stressed. What am I going to do in the summer? What am I going to do in the summer? What am I going to do in the summer? What am I going to do in the summer? I still have to survive in the summer. And people, oh, you could just get another job. Okay, fine. Let's just say I did get another job. I thought about it. What job is just going to hire me for 2 months? Most jobs, depending on what type of job it is, most job training itself is a month. And then I quit again because, let's just be real, I'm going back to being a sub because I like it. I like the flexibility of it. You know, it's convenient for me. And I'm pretty much getting my practice in for when I become a teacher. Yes. I love it. I do. I ain't, you know, of course it was days where I just couldn't stand it. But I did. And that comes to every job. And it's like, I'm going to quit. So it was hard. I was looking for jobs. I was putting applications. I was calling, but nothing never fell through. And then when I think about it now, I'm like, well, I'm kind of glad I didn't, you know, get a job, because I would have lost that job because I was in the hospital. So after all of that, I said all of this just to say, take care of yourself. Put your body first. Put your health first. Not just, you know, your body wise, but mental wise too, because that stressing is not good for the body. It's not good for the mental. It's just not. It'll drive you insane. I am a witness. I can actually say that. Like, if I didn't know God the way that I know God, I would have lost my mind. I would have. I really would have. I was fighting every day not to lose my mind, not to lose my marbles. Okay. Because it's so hard. And I'm the type of person, it doesn't make it better because I'm an overthinker. I'm an overthinker. I overthink everything. I overanalyze everything. Okay? I do. I'm an emotional person. And when I say emotional, it doesn't mean like I'm crying every day. No. Because I don't cry every day. But my emotions, where I will wake up and I will be mad for no reason. Or unknowingly why. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. Why are you mad? You just woke up. Why are you mad? Why are you angry? You know, I would get sad. Why? Why are you waking up sad? Why? And my sadness or my emotions don't just last for an hour or two. No, mine usually last all day. So yeah, it's just like, you have to take better. I'm learning to take better care of myself. I'm learning to put myself first. And as much as, you know, I can't be everything for everybody. I can't. As much as I want to, I can't. Because at the end of the day, my health and my being is the one that's suffering. So after I came home from the hospital, I just said, you know what, I won't get a job. I just won't. And whatever happens, happens. Thankfully, I still had money in my savings, you know, to help out a little bit with my bills and everything. So I'm not in the negative. I'm still able to survive. I'm actually going on vacation in a week or two. So yeah. So this is, you know, I just took, the summer is my time. The summer is me time. The summer is geared towards Shelly. It's geared towards me. So if I feel like waking up and not doing anything that day, guess what? I'm not doing anything that day. If I wake up and I feel like just running 3,000 miles, not saying I would though, just saying I am. The summer is about me. Taking time for me, doing what I want to do, taking care of me, you know. So yeah, that's what I mean when I say I have been through a lot within 2 months. Good morning, my Shelly Glams family. It is the next day. I know I did not come back to y'all after I got done, but I just went home and you know, I wound down, I settled in, and it is, you know, Sunday. So Sunday I am on my way to church. I'm currently driving right now. So yeah, this is what the face looks like. I don't have any makeup. I mean, not makeup. I don't have any lipstick on, but I do got makeup on. So yeah, and I'll probably give y'all the full view once I get there. So yeah, but if I don't come back to this will be the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notification bell so therefore you be notified whenever I post another video. So until then, see y'all later. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's something about this girl.